is building systems for humanity.
Okay, got it. If I'm looking right, I'm looking at my other screen because I have you on my left-hand screen, and I have the script on my right-hand screen.
Oh gosh. Okay, high technology.
Yeah, well, it's not really high technology. It's because Skype doesn't work on my Toshiba anymore. I don't know why. It just doesn't work on my Toshiba, so I use it on my HP. I don't like to have just one computer because you can't trust one computer because it can always break, and then imagine I have to work and I have no computer, so I have to. Okay, off you go.
Moving towards a sustainable economy requires a structural transformation of the economy, energy systems, and business culture. Economies and sustainable growth and consumption create inequality, weaken democracy, and endanger the planet. Over the next decade, the global economy will grow by more than half. 1 billion more people will become urbanized, and rapid technological advances will continue to impact businesses and lives. How these transformations are managed will shape future parts of growth, leading us and the well-being of the planet. In this opening track, leading minds from fields of economic, foreign affairs, energy and business will share their thinking on how these operating systems need to be reconfigured in order to better serve humanity.
Okay, so apart from the fact that you're not doing the Z at the end of words like systems, you're doing an S.
No.
Okay, you have this on a paper or a screen? What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Yeah, a paper.
Okay.
This like this, but these are I'm going to use, so that's why I thought we could read.
Okay.
You know?
So look, I've got some paper in my hand. No?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't put it down here and then read like that. Okay? What I'll do is I'll have it in my left hand, or whatever hand you want. I have my thumb on the line which I'm reading, so I can look up, I can look at the camera or look at the audience, give eye contact, transmit my message, and look down, and I know where I am because I have my thumb on the line. And then when I move down the text, what I do is I hold the put the paper in the right hand and move my thumb down, so it's always at the beginning of the line with the left hand, because you're high level, you don't need to do this looking down stuff. At least some of the time you should be looking up, okay, and transmitting to your audience, and just get into the habit of this, because otherwise it's like the people in the weddings who don't know how to read. No, you can do this. So next paragraph, but I want you to do it like this. So get the paper in your left hand, thumb on the line, keep moving it down, and transmit the information to me. Otherwise it's just like an English class. No, you don't want an English teacher, you want somebody who gets you to do it like an actor. And an actor does this. If you go to a casting and you read like that, you don't get the job. So we want more transmission of message, so that when you're looking at me, you've got the words in your head, and when you've got the words in your head and you're thinking about the message, you transmit the message better to me. That way I hire you because I think that you are the top lady, and you feel what you say and you mean it, not just that you read words blah blah, because everybody does that. We want you to be better and make money off this shit. Off you go. Eye contact, message, project. I know you're tired, you haven't got time.
Moving towards a sustainable economy.
Next paragraph. The next one.
Next paragraph.
Yeah. Worldwide. Well.
Worldwide, there is a growing consensus that some economic policies have contributed to increase inequality. The global financial crisis
increased
led to a
inequality.
progression of
Inequality. Because I can't hear the difference between equality and inequality. You need to make that clear.
inequality.
Inequality.
Increased inequality.
Yes. Because it's a big difference. If I can't hear the difference, we're fucked.
Inequality.
Okay, if there's a word that you find it difficult to get the pronunciation right, and it's super important that we understand this, because otherwise if we think equality and not inequality, then we're completely confused. And not everybody's going to be English, no? If we have a word that we find difficult to pronounce, well, I would always underline it on my script. And do you remember when we did sentence stress? Sentence stress is where you draw out one word from the sentence. And do you remember when we did word stress? And you draw out one syllable of the word. No? Like in Spanish, you have the sílaba tónica. No? So, inequality, normally, is equality, but when you have inequality, you put the emphasis on the in the word stress, so that people can hear it, so they can understand that it's not equality, it's inequality. So you can put your word stress and your sentence stress on there, and to justify it so it doesn't sound like an English lesson, you think when you say it, you have to think why you're doing these technical things. So you think, I'm doing it like this so that everybody understands how bad inequality is. No? You think that. You think, no, because they're poor children, they haven't got books, the people in India, they have to live in the pollution, whatever. So when you're saying inequality, you're thinking about how it's not fair that the people in Africa have to live in shit. No?
Yeah.
So give me again, because I didn't understand. Start that line again. And you don't have to go so fast. Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. There is a growing consensus that some economic policies increase inequality. The global financial crisis of macroeconomic and financial policies, the global academic and policy community, not least at the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. The IMF evaluates its thinking on and builds on its experiences to improve in economic surveillance. Director of the IMF Europe, with the new period of work and research being undertaken to support growth and equity long term.
Okay. Do you think you're reading the second paragraph differently?
A bit better, maybe, no?
Yes?
No?
Okay, next paragraph.
No, it's because
And give me the title. Give me the title as well. I want to hear the title. And when you hear the title, I want you to make me interested in what you're going to say after that. No? Give me the title. Like, oh, this is going to be cool. Then you explain what you're talking about. No? And you have a question, no? A rhetorical question, no? Or sort of question. Well, no, it's not a question, it's a statement. It's a statement. What capitalism can learn from Buddhism, no?
Yeah.
And here, I don't know if you did the Donald Trump and the Barack Obama when I talk about how they use repetition. Here, you're using repetition. Because you're using two words with ism, no? And you're using rhyming, like in rap music, because they rhyme, no? They end in ism, capitalism, and Buddhism. Okay, so, but they are perhaps completely different, no? Even though they sound the same. But then you're going to tell me, Are they completely different, or can they work together? No? This is what you're going to tell me. So I want you to think about, no? That if you're using two words which are similar, the way they're written, they sound the same, but potentially look like totally different ideas, I want you to make this clear when you say it. No? Oratory. No? What's oratory?
How do you pronounce Buddhism?
Buddhism.
Edward, how do you pronounce
Buddhism.
Buddhism?
Where's the stress?
Bu.
Why?
Because it's a noun.
Yes. See? You know everything. Off you go.
Yeah. What can learn from Buddhism? Is that alright?
Try it a different way.
For me, with what capitalism can learn from Buddhism? It's a
Buddhism.
difficult, no? Both capitalism, Buddhism. How?
Okay, carry on.
Buddhism. By examining capitalism through the lens of Buddhism, it's clear to see system is in fact oligopolistic, where small groups gain, where a system for personal benefit at the expense of the world at large. However, if the true definition of capitalism is an economic distribution system that recognizes the general interest of all the people, then there is no reason why it cannot be supported in a manner in line with the most basic of Buddhism. Buddhist monk Dr. Fan will explain how compassionate leadership and effective regulation can help to create true capitalist systems that better serve the needs of the society as a whole.
Okay. How would you describe your tone of voice?
I think it was not bad.
But give me an adjective, not apart from good and bad.
Interested? Could be or not?
Okay. So that's what we want to be. No, that's what we're aiming for. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one.
Okay. Empowering consumers for the energy transition. Energy systems are essential for social and economic growth. Although conventional energy systems may contribute to economic growth, they also create negative impacts. We are on the cusp of a tipping point for renewable energies, where the volatility and availability of fossil fuels are becoming riskier. Fossil fuels are becoming riskier, whereas the falling cost of renewable energies technologies are changing the economics of low carbon energy sources. Through effective policy and investments, renewable energy will become a viable option for and society. In this presentation, Thomas and Chan will share their vision of this transition towards a clean and affordable energy.
Okay. Next one.
The new business as usual. The long term. To enable the transition to a system, we need to encourage a longer-term focus in business and investment decision making. Most companies are driven by short-termism of the markets and thus make short-term decisions that often go against the long-term viability of the company. Should companies really exist to help investors speculate and make lots of money? Is this really the purpose of business in society? If so, then the company is really just a slave to their investors, which ultimately erodes the business in the long term. And what about customers, employees, and communities? Business leaders are responsible for many stakeholders, not only shareholders. In this session, Sue and Charles will reveal the type of leadership that will take us towards a sustainable economy that delivers prosperity for everybody.
Okay. Various things here. How do you think you did this paragraph?
I could have been better.
Okay, it's good that you say that, but there's certain things here that I like. I think that you're doing it quite well. It's much better than last year, because you know all the rules. Okay, so you had the lines, but what about customers? Then you had employees, then you had communities, no? So you have three things with repetition of three, the triumvirate, no? The try whatever. Like Barack Obama, he's talking about three things. You have three repeated question marks. But before that, you also have question mark after society, question mark after lots of money. You're asking lots of questions. And you ask a three-thing question. And also employees and communities sound similar, so you've got a repetition of sound there. I quite like the way you dealt with this. And I quite like the way it's written. But when you see these things, you need to take full advantage of them. So you have 5 questions, and one is a triple question. No? 3 question marks. So for you to be better than just them get a PDF with a handout, you take advantage of these things. You can when you have a list of 3 things, you can do them all the same. You can do each one different. You can do them going up, going down, getting bigger, whatever you want. But you have an opportunity here to do cool things. No, because you're asking questions, and I quite like the idea of before you introduce the speakers, rather than give information, you're asking lots of questions. I think that makes sense. You're asking all the questions and oh yeah, those are good questions. We want to know the answers. Are they going to tell me? No? I like that.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
I thought you did it quite well. You could maybe do more. No, because you can see the question marks on the paragraph.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I like this. No? I think it's good. It's better written than last year, and I think you're doing better. Just one second.